Luna 2 is here, and blimey, it is causing some speculation. And whether this is the first or the fifth video you're watching on the topic, I have a unique prediction. And I'm going to be explaining today why I'm buying Luna 2.0. And I'm quite unique here because I was not airdrop tokens. I've never invested in the Terra ecosystem previously. Now look, we spoke about the snapshot that came towards the end of last week. Lots of Terra Luna Classic investors are now being airdropped tokens, and there's this huge question mark that remains here. I mean, look, okay, the community seems to be holding the opinion that the writing is already on the wall. Down 80%, everyone's saying it's just a bad purchase and it's better to stay away from Luna in general. Did they have a point? Well, let's see. The first point I'd like to make is that this market activity isn't actually that unusual for the context, right? We also remember that there's a huge amount of liquidity that was put in straight away, and this explains that initial rise to almost $20. In fact, now it's evened out, there seems to be signs of stability here with a firm floor. Now, of course, Crypto.com and Binance are very shortly taking hold of this token, so we're going to be seeing a lot of buying and selling over the next week or so. And indeed, this is going to lead to a lot of volatility, especially noting the state of the market at the moment. Now, whereas a lot of market commentators are just leaving it there, I have a prediction that we'll actually see a steady rise in the price of Luna over the next several weeks. So let me tell you why. If you watched our crypto roundup on Friday, you'll know that KuCoin released the results of their latest survey. And we need to remember that these are highly accurate, very expensive reports that KuCoin invests in. And as a result, they provide us with a number of really interesting insights into the attitude towards crypto. Now look, a key takeaway from this report is that we are seeing crypto adoption rise as the global cost of living crisis continues. And this is a very interesting kind of weird point, as crypto assets have traditionally functioned as a luxury good on the economic spectrum or the market. In other words, when GDP per capita is low, so is interest in the market. And as per the report from KuCoin, we're seeing the opposite effect. In fact, we're seeing many people hedging their bets on quite risky, quite volatile currencies. Luna 2.0 fits the bill here perfectly, which is why I actually expect to see a price rise once it hits the big exchanges. There's a fantastic interview that just came out regarding the value of stablecoins in developing countries and also those with unstable centralized currencies. So we're going to take a quick look at this clip.
People take salaries in Tether and so on and so forth. Why? Because we all know what happens to their national currencies. In Turkey, the national currency, when their national currency devaluated 50% against the dollar in the Turkish lira in the last 12 to 18 months. So actually, Turkish users are using Tether almost as an investment, or is an inflation hedge, but is for them is even investment because it is something that they hold as savings.
We're going to leave the link to that video in the description, by the way, so if you want to watch it all, and I recommend you do, check out the description. Now look, while one could argue that Terra is on a completely different page here, I actually believe that Arduino's words ring true for the Terra 2 project too, where we can expect new tricks aimed at easing the pressure on the blockchain and attracting support from developing nations. You know, those investors who are attracted by the high returns versus the low returns or the volatility of their national currencies, right? Next, we're going to take a look at this article by Bloomberg, and it's clear from here that there are already proposals in the mix which speak of burn mechanisms with Luna 2. I'm going to read this out for you. A competing proposal from the Terra community suggested deploying a so-called burn mechanism to effectively eradicate the overhang in UST supply and erase the pressure on Luna. The proposal was passed but failed to execute due to a numerical error and was later replaced with a follow-up proposal for Terra Classic that's still being voted upon. So look, old dog, new tricks. Let's see where it takes us. Now, of course, Luna 2 is a question mark at the moment in our Boston matrix, and this means it could go up or down. However, I am investing in this question mark because I believe firmly that we're going to see a long-term rise here. Because of that, whether you've just been airdrop tokens or you've bought them, I advise you to keep them in your portfolio for now, and also set up a stop order at a price that you feel comfortable with. We'll gradually be filling up our Boston matrix investment table in future videos, so make sure to keep up to date with our videos and see how we do. But anyway, that's it for your daily roundup today, so don't forget to like the video if you see some sense in my prediction, and join us tomorrow for another crypto news analysis.